Hello and welcome. I am Sinisha Faulkner with Pivot Sacramento. So I work for a nonprofit organization. What we do is help eliminate barriers to gainful employment to clear the path for self-sufficiency. So one of the barriers that I often see with people when it comes to gainful employment is that they may not have a resume, or they do have one, but it isn't pleasing to employers. So you may feel that because you are applying to so many jobs and submitting your resume that you are doing your part. So you're going to eventually find employment, but that isn't always the case. Sometimes it's not about how much or the quantity of what you're applying for or to, it's about the quality of what you're applying to. So I believe those two go hand in hand. So if you match quality and quantity, you'll be better off gaining employment than just applying to so many different jobs, not realizing that employers are not liking what they see, so they're not even going to consider you a candidate for even an interview. So with that being said, you have to be intentional about everything you do when it comes to employment, especially your resume. So how your resume looks and how it's formatted matters. In this presentation, we're going to be talking about how to create a chronological resume. So with the chronological resume, it is good to include your work in a chronological order, but don't worry, because if you have sporadic times of employment where you're not consistent or you can't remember the dates, it's okay, because we also have a resume titled a functional resume, which focuses on the functions of the things that you've done. It's not really a chronological order type of thing. And I have that video, either it is in the description box below or in the title above. I have a link to our YouTube channel that will lead you on how to create a functional resume. But just stay tuned, because there's still some information that is valuable for all resumes in this chronological resume formatting. This is our blank piece of paper. This would be your Word document. So if you have Word or Google Docs or whatever you use, this is your blank document. So in your document, you want to first start off with your heading. So with the heading, your first and your last name is always needed, and just your contact information. You don't need your address, and I see a lot of people put that on there, but it really doesn't matter. As long as they can contact you because they want you to work for them is really what matters in the sense of your heading. But what I would suggest is that your first and your last name be the largest font on your document, and make your contact information smaller. The reason for that is that your name will pop out, and employers will remember that as well. So let's look at your objective. So your objective would be the title and what your goal is. So why are you applying to the job? So if you are a student, what kind of student? If you're a medical assistant student, then that is your title. What are you looking for? Maybe you might be trying to implement the skills that you've learned into a professional setting. That would be a great objective. So what I would suggest is Googling some objectives for the position that you want to apply for, and playing around with it, changing the words. You don't want to do copy and paste and just be unintentional, but you want to reword it, or use a part of an objective that you like and then go find some other stuff, or just go off the top of your head, but make sure it is a complete sentence and that it does include your title and your goal. This next is your skills. So with skills, you can make it in sentence format. So say if one of your skills was customer service, you can put upholds excellent customer service skills. But for this one, I'm just going to use it as just listed. You can put bullets on there. And what I'd like to do is usually create spaces so that you can turn it into a page where you can add more skills. You already have 6 skills on here. And this is just some skills that I use for an example: editing, stocking, mathematics. These are just some skills that you can use. Words per minute, research, leadership. And look, you have 9 skills already on your resume. So if you use sentence format with that, probably give you about 5 or 4 depending on the length of the information that you have below. Because you always want to make sure that your resume is on page. Okay, so we're going to go on to your sentence. is January 1st, 2019 to the present time. If you're still working there, yes, you want to put present. If you have not been able to the dates are that you're doesn't have to be present. You want to make sure that that is but you need to make sure that it is consistent throughout your document as well. So you want to make sure you add the jobs to the most recent jobs that you've had. Okay, so you want to add the position title too. So what were you at Walmart? Date found, we have the date, we have the city, the state of Walmart. Were you in stalker? And you can put that as your position title. And I'll always recommend that you hold the position so that it sticks out as well. Like, oh, okay, they actually use stalker. So, you know, that kind of sticks out. And these are your duties. So what did you do in that job? What was your typical work week like? For example, did you file forms? Did you check credit card transactions? Did you file documents? Stuff like that you want to put in under that. And then you might have another job, chronological order. Make sure that you list all of those jobs from the most recent work that you had. And make sure that you are being intentional about your job. If you are looking to either or make you have to create multiple resumes. Additions that you can add to your resume. Say you might have two jobs that are specifically targeted for a certain position, but you might have taken some, you might have gotten some certificates, or you might have taken some courses, or some awards that you earned, or some volunteer work or internships that would really help boost that resume and that experience. Include those things in there if you don't have enough work experience as well. So you can always fill it up with something that you've done. Or any extra additions that you would need. So this is also references upon request. You always want to keep your references on a separate document. You never want to include them in your resume. You just don't want to give employers more than what they're asking for. So if they don't ask for it, don't give it to them. Simple. And this is our mock example of our references. So this is our blank document, Word document. Okay, you want to always use the same heading. Use the same heading that you use for your resume. Just copy and paste it right on there. Same type of format, bigger name, smaller contact information, just for you to pop out still. So with your references, you want to use their first and last name of the person that you're using as a reference. Make sure to include if it's personal or professional. Your employer, the employer or company that the reference works for, their job position that they work for, their email, and their phone number. And I would say keep your references to a minimum of 3. We have the last reference. This is exactly what it should look like. Just their first and last name, professional, their company name, their job position, their email, and their phone number. And if you can't find their email, or you don't have their email but you have their telephone number, it's okay to leave the email out. If you don't have their phone number but you have their email, it's okay to leave the phone number out. Just try to give as much information as you possibly can. So this is the tips. So make sure your resume is 1 page in length. Make sure your heading, your name is bolded and at least 16-point font bigger. Contact information, Arial 10-point font. I would create the whole document in Arial font. 12-point font for the rest of your entire document. Make sure that your dates are in the same format. I even have the example right here, what I stated earlier about it being either numerical, or if you want to spell it out, just make sure it's consistent throughout the entire document. You want to bold your job position so that it stands out of the things that you've the positions that you've held on the job. Make sure that your alignment is good in your resume, and I'll kind of show you that on the mock resume that I have on the next slide. Make sure your grammar and punctuation is correct, and capitalize and bold each section. Sections are your skills, make sure that's capitalized and bolded. Your education, make sure that's capitalized and bolded, and make sure your experience is capitalized and bolded, just so you can have a little organization so it doesn't give the employers a hard time when they're trying to find certain things. So this is what a full resume looks like. I created this um, with the job posting I found online, and I'll actually link the job posting in the description box or the heading above. I just made this as sorry, a mock resume for you. It's 1 page in length, as it is specifically for a supervisor position at a call center. I just made that up. So I used Google to come up with skills that a supervisor may need in order to grow in a job. So if you don't know what skills, research some stuff that you're looking for. And if you can actually relate or you have those skills, use them. Just don't lie and say you use skills that you haven't. Wouldn't be wise. So the education, the experience, and the skills all target a supervisor position on this resume that I created. Lisa Miller has a very intentional resume and experience to back up her goal of being a supervisor. And on the next slide, I also have a mock reference page as well. And as you can see, all of this is aligned. You see, this is what I was talking about with the tips. It's I'm trying to highlight it, but it won't let me. Let's see. You see how everything is aligned perfectly, and over here, everything is aligned. I wouldn't say perfectly, but it's aligned. I would say probably move these over some to just align to the end, and then just kind of like make sure that your skills are all I suck at drawing, okay, clearly. But make sure that your skills are all just look. It looks nice in order. It's not too much space in between. The spaces kind of match. But yeah, it's still in a good alignment, and the heading is in the middle, perfectly in the middle of the page. Um, yeah, and then all of the dates see on here are numerical, but they match throughout the entire document. You see, all of them match. And this is actually in chronological order. We have 10 years from 2010 to 20, this is 2010 right here to 2020. Then we got 2004 to 2010. Then this is high school, 1998 to 2002. It is, yeah, so it's in chronological order. I put the, I think I actually needed to switch the high school. So I would actually need to switch the high school, and so just switch it. So do your high school last and your college first, because that will be chronological. So we all make mistakes, but that's right. You see, I caught that. I caught that. So the best thing for you to do is, before you start applying to jobs, send it to me so I could catch it. This is what a reference page should look like. If you have any questions, you can screenshot this. And I recommend to screenshot the previous slide as well, so you have a great example of the resume as well. So my email is included in this mock reference sheet, which is sfaulkner@pivotsac.org. I'm gonna just put a little circle next to it if I can. Okay, yeah. So there's my email. And if you have any questions about resumes, as well as entering our program, email me and I'll definitely get back with you. We also have our education specialist, which is Daniela Hurtado. And yeah, you can email her if you have any barriers as far as getting employment, because you may not have a high school diploma, or maybe you want to go back to college and get some more education so that you can shoot for the goal of having a better job, or even just desiring a job in general. She's a great person to reach out to about any educational needs. She will get you linked up, and our GED program is absolutely free. So, yeah, reach out. So, thank you for watching this video. Also, one last thing, we have partnered with 6 other nonprofit organizations that will help you in so many other areas of life: financial coaching, anger management, things like that. If you're re-entering into society from prison, we have services that can help you get back on your feet. I'm going to include the flyer here, and yes, you can still also email me or call the number that you saw on the reference page, which is 916-496-7764, to learn about how you can join our program, which is a step up program. So at Pivot Sacramento, we are linked with the Step Up program, and I advise you to join and just take full advantage of all of our services, which are 100% free. So yeah, check the flyer out, and don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us at Pivot Sac Nonprofit on YouTube, or you can find us at Pivot Sac on Instagram and Facebook. Just follow us. We always have workshops. We have so many different events. We have so many resources that can really help you thrive, and we also help with housing resources as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll do our best to assist you in whatever areas that you need help in. Thank you for watching. Peace out, y'all.